All right. Well, we are going to do a little bit of work on here. This might not be one of those exciting ones, but I'm going to do, we're going to run the fuel system, and then we're going to fix up a few little bits on the motor. We got a couple broken exhaust studs, so we'll be fixing that. Maybe sort of starting the wiring, I'm not sure. Well, we got to do the steering, a few little bits. I don't know. We're kind of going to be all over the place in this one. The big thing I want to do is get the fuel lines run, fuel tank, fuel pump in the tank. I want to get all the brake lines run, the back, the front. They're not going to be hooked up to anything, but I do want them up here that I can, when I get the master cylinder in, it'll be ready to go. That is the plan. I do have this one in. It just needs a little bit of TLC. My wiper's a little loose, so when you run it, it dances around. I'm probably going to get another piece of glass cut for the side, because this one is broken. And there's something wrong with my latch. We have this problem. So I have to look at that as well. Later this summer, I'm going to have to deal with something with the motor, because that motor is not happy with life and is just chooching oil. It's kind of stinky, a little bit. Right, pup? Yeah, you're preoccupied. Anywho, let's get started with this one. Well, I pulled the body off, and, well, it's off. I slung the wiring out. I gotta clean this up, because there's, like, way too much junk in here for nothing. If you look here, I don't know what half of this is. All I know is the one plug is all I need. The other stuff is something else, so, yeah, this ties into here, but I think I just gotta unplug this, cut that. And then we'll have to weed through this harness. The van harnesses are just like extra long, so that's the only spiel. Like, you can see how far the computer is away from everything. So the harnesses are like extremely long in comparison. This I'll probably be able to just cut back to wherever I need this, but you could almost mount this fuse box in the cab. This wiring is so long. Anyhow, I came up here, and then I realized this is not a returnless system. By that, it means there's no regulator up here. The regulator is going to actually be in the filter. So what I'm going to use is, luckily I had one, so I can kind of keep going. I can order one. There's a Corvette style, and then there is the S10. I don't remember. It's a 99 or something like that, I think. S10 had a filter with a regulator built into it. So the only difference I think between this one and the Corvette is this has a 5/16 feed, whereas the Corvette style is a 3/8. So this in the truck is going to sit this way, so it'll be, no, this way. It's going to be 3/8 to the motor. It's going to be 5/16 feed and 3/8 return. Don't ask me why that's like that, but that's how it is. And like I say, there's a regulator built in here for the, I don't know what it needs. Let's just say it's 60 pounds or something like that. So anywho, we got up here. We just have our evap, but we're not going to be using that with this. So I'm going to basically be taking that line out. So you won't need both. We're only going to run the single of the two. Let's do that. So there's two lines in here, but this is the evap, so we're going to run just the single line. We're kind of going to re-bunch it so it kind of runs a little lower and clears the firewall nicely up there, because we don't need to blow open any more than we need. So, and we still have our factory shipped cable, which for some reason. I think that's common. They don't like to stick on there. And the 8-mile long cord, which we'll have to like, look at this shifter cord. Holy dine, eh? They go for miles. So that's gonna all loop around here and it's gonna come up here. We're gonna adapt this thing to work with the GM column. Okay, all right, first things first, let's clean this thing up, ditch this stuff, and we're gonna get this routed so we can get it. The nice part is, I saved all the line, so if I got the right one, this will actually plug directly into the filter, so I like it. And then all we gotta do is do our other 2 lines out to the tank, to which I am gonna clean this all up, and we gotta pull this sending unit out of here. All right, I figure before a guy throws this in, a guy should test this thing to make sure the range on this sending unit's going to work with my gauge. Let me see. Power purple. Well, we're gonna have to have a different sending unit. That's quite the small sweep. If you're under half a tank, you're out of gas. I guess if a fella knows, it's not a big deal, but it'd be nice to run the full sweep of the gauge. All right. Okay. We'll have to figure this. We'll have to find something else for this. Okay, well, I've ordered this from Rock Auto. This is going to be for our heater hose delete for now. I don't know what he's going to run for a heater, but I'll throw this, which just loops. So I don't know. This is a great little, I think it's from a Volkswagen or something. You got to do a little bit of stretching, but I'm just going to cut it down so it does a tight loop, and then we're kind of golden. And then for making my life easier, because this is supposed to point down, I'm really hoping my life is going to be easier, but from Speedway I bought one of their swivel neck things, so I'm hoping this will fit and do what I want. Seeing how I had time and I ordered it, and then I got a thermostat from them as well, in hopes that this is going to be the right one. We won't know. I don't seem to ever have luck with it myself, but... And is this the same as the other ones? Oh, is this one actually going to work? Man, that would be phenomenal. It's actually their cheaper thermostat thing they had too. gonna need a little bit of finessing to get in there. It's a little tight. You can do it. Ah. Well, with any hope, that's right. Looks right. Oh, now I know it comes with these bolts, but I guess. Is it because, dang it. I guess I'll have to find a wrench for that. Alrighty. I'm not going to put this on tight because I know we're going to have to readjust this yet. But this is awesome. The last one I bought from them didn't fit. Oh, so worth having one on stock if I have to now. Look at that. Oh, I bet you that's going to be it. An extension. That's awesome. Now I have a spare one I can cut up. Well, this one I don't have any hose clamps, but we can kind of do the old trim to fit here. Oh yeah, it's one side's a bit of a bugger. That'll be all right. Just gotta get some hose clamps. All right, so I ripped that fuel tank out of that donor chassis, so I have it there. What I got to get out of this thing is the fuel pump, which is down there. So essentially, we're just going to trim these and attach them. I'll have to rip that out yet. I tested the sending unit on this one, and it's better than this one. It's a closer range, but it's backwards. So what I mean by that is this is empty as full, and well, full is just under a quarter tank. So this sending unit wants to run just half a tank up. So, well, it runs at half a tank to empty or something like that. So half a tank is as full as it gets. Whereas this one will get the full, and it'll do the whole sweep to about 1/8 of a tank, which is, I don't know, close enough. If you're getting to a quarter tank, you know you better start filling up or finding a fuel station. So I'm going to pull this sending unit off of here, and we're going to jimmy rig it onto the side somehow. And seeing how this is the right sending unit for that tank, at least it should be. I'm going to go pull the other one out now because we kind of have everything here. So we can kind of get the ball rolling on that. And then we can confirm which one's what. Yes, we can. Yeah. This one here is your feed. This one is your return. And then, no, that one's your return. This one's the vent. Okay, we got it figured out. Let's rip stuff off and kind of scab everything together here. Well, I had to do a whole lot of hosing around because, well, I don't actually think of the hole that this thing has to fit back into. So I had the sender unit like way sticking out, and then this thing I had to revamp. Yeah, there's been a whole lot of revisions going on here. Anyways, I think we got her now though. I think we're good. All right, well, I think this time it's gonna fit when we put it in there. Well, I didn't get a lot done tonight. We got enough to say we did something. Right, Pablo? Yeah. We got our feed and our return. I gotta get a piece of hose for this and maybe put a filter or something just for the vent, just so it can do its thing. I haven't clamped everything, but technically right now the fuel system is done. So if you look, here's your line, runs here, it dumps over so we can actually do our exhaust still. I haven't P-clamped anything. We have our filter / pressure regulator here. I have a clamp, but I have to like bolt that on yet. We'll have to do some work with the e-brakes. Like the cable's now too long, so we're gonna have to just shorten that up. But that's not a big deal. But I think I didn't get a lot done tonight, but hey, we got some stuff. I'll have to fart around with the wiring a little more. I have to deal with the power steering. This is supposed to go to some reservoir. We don't have that reservoir. So, and then the line, I took this line off of here, but the line from the truck has been cut too. So I don't actually have anything to splice together because this is a high pressure. So you can't just put a clamp in there and kind of hope for the best. I mean, maybe you could, but I don't think you're I think the outcome isn't going to be very good if a feller does that. We got lots of extra wires for nothing. Oh no, this is all their motor stuff. This is half of our computer stuff. Man, that is like a long wire for the computer. Japers. Oh well. It is what it is. We can hide it somewhere in the front sheet metal if we want it. I've had to order a few things I realized we didn't have. So I didn't have a map sensor. I've ordered that. These exhaust studs, I don't have any spares. So I've ordered some. I'm gonna still pull these two out. I'll do those tomorrow. I got a broken one and a broken one. One's like buried straight in there. Yeah, I don't know, we did that. I guess tomorrow we're gonna do that stuff. We'll run the brake lines here, across, up. We'll clearance that floor a little bit that we need, and then we can kind of set the body down like for its last-ish time and kind of bolt her down. Yeah, I don't know. She's farting along pretty quick here. Won't take too much work, right, buddy? Huh? So we'll get her done in a hurry. Hey. All right. Should we go in? Call her night? Okie doke. Well, we got the typical broken exhaust studs on this side. This one, luckily, oh, maybe we can get it off. Nope. So we got one there and we got one just buried in there. So I guess we're gonna weld them up. This one's not very cooperative, so we'll just weld that on there. And then this one, we're gonna weld a washer first because we can't see it, and I'll be darned if I'm gonna drill that out. I'll never get that straight. So I do a washer first, gets me lots of penetration, and then I come in and buzz my nut on after. So anyways, drag the welder over here. Start with this one first. That one should just come out pretty easy. Oh. Oh, what a stubborn bugger. I think it's gonna break. Uh-oh, I need that. Now, splits that crooked thing on there. Lots of heat, eh? Well, it should be good and hot. If I haven't buggered it up totally. Oh, no, I think we're good. Oh. Dang it. Nope, try again. I think it started though, because it looks like it's closer to the top. There we go. Mint. Ta-da! Hot. So we got the studs are out. That's good. I got to clean that up, but I left the gasket in the cab. I have to do with this block off yet. I ordered one. I'm just gonna block that off. I ran my line up here. I'll have to clamp and somehow do some buggery with this thing because it's so long it actually has to go to the back of the cab, come back around. But that's not a big deal. Then I have, whoops. So I gotta get some clamps. We did this. I think I'm gonna drill and tap this thing right away. We'll get that thing out of the way. And then I did the oil sender back here as well. I'm really hoping that that is going to clear the firewall. Otherwise, I got to get an extension or something to do something with it. I clamped. We got our P-clamp. We got our clamp on our filter / regulator. So that'll be good. The only thing left to do here is, like I say, this thing I have to zip tie up here, and we're going to have to clamp this thing down here. Do something. Get it past the exhaust. We don't want it like by the exhaust, but it does have to come up, and then I'm thinking like somewhere there where my column is. I'm not 100% sure yet, so I'll have to figure that out. Fortunately, this round I don't think I got as much done as I wanted. I basically got to start working on that truck. I gotta finish it up so I can get it out of the shop here. So I think I'm gonna start on that. I think that's as far as I'm getting on this truck today. So we'll have to catch it the next round. Next round we'll get a lot done. I think next round I'm actually gonna get the brake lines all done, and we're gonna start mounting the pedals and the steering column, kind of get those things in place. But anyways, gonna start working on the T pickup there quick. Gotta change the glass and stuff. So we got our wiper fixed. That was easy. I just had to snug up a bolt, or I put a shim. I don't know. I did something. Wiper's good. I forgot I got to look at my speedometer cable's broken, so I got to look at that too yet. Onto the windows, we go back. Our clickety-click is on our regulator here. You can see I'm a little shy of a tooth here. Can we see that? Yeah, I think so. Anywho. There's definitely 1.5 teeth that are a little buggered there. So we're going to do like I did on my other truck. I'm just going to weld it up and then just hit it with the grinder. Should be fine. The teeth inside here are good, so I don't see any reason why that won't work. So we're going to do that. My glass is broke, and it looks like it happened because of this thing that I made, which is whatever, my slide for my regulator. Anywho, I went in the barn. I seen I had some glass, and this is the laminate type, so it's got the glue in the middle. So I'm gonna just cut this to replace the one. I think this is for like a 40s, early 40s Ford. Don't know, don't care. So I'm gonna cut this off. We will trace this sucker out to match my other one. Ooh, it's gonna be close. I guess I can make it shorter. It won't hurt anything. Just gotta roll it up more. We'll get past that bad spot. So yeah, we'll do that. We will trace that out. We're going to glue this back on. After I fix that, we can stab that back in. I think I have a repair kit to fix the speedometer cable, because that truck does have just a turbo 350, so it's a mechanical speedo, so it should be pretty. I've never used one of those, but I'll try it. I've actually, as stupid as it sounds, I've actually just welded the broken cable, and it's worked twice, maybe 3 times. So it's not a long time fix. Anywho, I'll do the glass first. I think I still have some of this tint, and then we can retint it, smash it in there after I fix that thing. Cutting glass isn't too scary. Flat glass is easy. You just need your typical glass cutter. Should have a bit of lube on it. Give her a little bit of that. And you kind of cut, do the other side, break, get a little bit of heat there so you get the glue soft. Run a razor blade through the middle of it. Kind of done. Then clean up the edge. I know it sounds simple. I've done my share of breaking stuff, but usually when you don't care, stuff works out. Anywho, let's get this. Let's get the ball going here. You got to do both sides. And I got to clean this a little better, mind you. It seems like there's some overspray or something on it. There we go. Then you can see your line. Good to go. I don't know why I can do that sort of straight and I can't cut, I can't run a brush straight. All right, this is the tricky part, getting the score to start. Usually you pull till you see a crack starting. There, you probably will not be able to see that from your camera, but you'll kind of just see it tumbling along under there. And then eventually, this thing will pry away like a piece of, it'll get actually loose and floppy. Don't ask me how or why, but it does. And then now that softens up the glue inside. See this? Look how pliable that is. Crazy, eh? It's the same principle for curb glass, but I don't have much luck with that. Anyways, that's kind of the gif of it, if that makes sense. Gif, I don't know. I'm gonna blitz through this one. I'm gonna try to do this one in one cut. I don't know. It'll probably break, but hopefully not. Got to get better at some point, right? Got to trust that I can do it somehow. Normally I work it in smaller chunks, like inch at a time, if I'm doing a windshield. But hey, why not? We're experimenting. That was a long run. Oh, that's a bad one. I know that already. Oh well. See what happens. This one's like way off. My bottom one's here and my top one's there. Okay, well. If we get the ends to start, it shouldn't be terrible. Man, I do not do well with big pieces. I don't know why I'm doing that. Should get you in there to see what it looks like. Basically, you pull on it just enough that you watch the crack just just traces along. It's usually the idea. I think I got it. It's kind of doing the wibble wobble. How we doing? Oh yeah. There's smoke out of there. Ah, not bad. Little crunchy though. You can see my overlaps, not so good, but we'll fix her up. So I have this disc, which I cannot tell you what it is because I totally forgot what it is. I think it's actually for concrete or something. Somewhere I have a video saying how to cut glass, and it explains this disc. It's a little worn out. I think DeWalt makes it, but I don't know the model number or anything. So really sorry. But there was some feller that did glass told me about it, and it works really good. It's just a little overly aggressive. But you can pretty much grind down any thickness of glass with it, I'll tell you that. I'm going to use it to just clean up the edge and round my corners. Just got to find a mask here. I need a way finer version of this thing. This is not working the way I wanted. That's okay. We'll just clean up the edge with this. Not too straight, not too wobbly. Reminds me I gotta do this edge yet. I realized I had my camera on time lapse, so I didn't actually explain anything. Although there isn't much to explain. All I did was welded the teeth up a little bit, and we hit her with the grinder, we hit her with the whatever. This is basically just a cutoff disc. We give it a rough shape. If you look at it, you can see it's not perfect, but this mech doesn't care. I mean, as long as it goes. See, it's like, it goes past the part I made, no problem. I don't feel anything weird, so I don't know where it is, but either way. We lubed her up a bit, and she's golden. So, yeah, we're just going to throw her back in the car. I have my window. We got her all tinted, but she's not, she's quite a bit darker than the other one. This stuff isn't, it's funny, it's like window tint. I guess it's for buildings maybe, but it sure doesn't take the UV very well. The this side was the same color, but it's almost clear. So, I don't know. We'll just park it in the sun for a long time, and that'll probably fade out too, which is fine. Anywho, we got to now scab all of this stuff into my truck here, and then all I got to do is my speedometer cable, and then we're like, she's golden. Other than the chooching like a train every now and then when I fire up. This is my old Speedo. I was actually playing around and I think I figured this thing out. You get these repair kits, except I have no instructions for any of them. But I did see this tool. So how this actually works is pretty awesome. So this cable, say, is broken, and you get this random length one. The only problem I have is I'm missing this little doodad up here. I'm going to have to somehow try to get this off so I can put it on my new cable, which will go to my Speedo on this side. It needs that so it stops the cable from kind of poking out. Anywho, it comes with this little doodad. Weird. But what you do with it is you cut this cable to length. At least I figured it out, and I think that's just how it goes. Somebody probably has the instructions and can tell me how this works. But essentially you just put it in here. That gets you the right length. You bash it with a hammer. Give it a spin, bash with a hammer. There might be a better way, I don't know. But it does make the end, like, it'll stick into the speedometer gear, so I think I figured it out. So anyways, I'm going to cut this thing down to length. I am going to cut the end off of here, and hopefully that just comes off, and then I can kind of mash it back onto my new cable. And then I shouldn't have to worry about my cable breaking ever again. Well, without taking it down the road, there's only one way to check if the speedometer works. Rip, right? Sound like a plan? Instead of just doing burnouts in the shop. All right. Hey. Wanna go? Hop in. Hop in, buddy. Let's go.